Hello, people. I am Jaby KOAY, joined by KRISTEN STEPHENSONPINO and ACHARA KIRK.
Yo!
We're finishing off TVF's Aspirants, Episode 5, Pre-Men's Our Life.
Yes.
Season finale. So thank you, TVF, for allowing us to react to this. Very, very much appreciate it. Y'all, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're gonna see a 5 to 10 minute cut down version of our reaction because that's all we're allowed to show. If you wanna see the entire reaction uncut, uninterrupted, head over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/JabyKOAY. And so here we go.
Boom.
सर आपकी मीटिंग है हरियाणा से जो एएलसी साहब आए उनके साथ 6 बजे बोलो अभी भरतपुर दौरे पे चलते हैं
सर हम और मैन पावर लगाएं और इसको टाइम से पहले कंप्लीट करके देंगे सर
He's calling. Oh.
हेलो हाँ कैसा है वो सैड है बात ही नहीं कर रहा तू आना यार थोड़ा चीयर अप करते हैं उससे
It's a nice little touch with the phones. They have more dated phones for the earlier
चाय बना दो सबके लिए
timeline.
रिजल्ट डे वाली
Good prop department. That's what it is.
ओए छड्डो यार और नहीं हुआ तो नहीं हुआ और तुमने बेस्ट दिया ना अपना बस वही इंपॉर्टेंट कोई एंटरप्रेन्योर बन जाता है कोई सोशल वर्क कर लेता है कोई जर्नलिस्ट बन जाता है कोई हम भी कर लेंगे कुछ यार
छोड़ना यार गोरी क्या बकवास कर रहा है सब तेरे लिए कहना आसान है
अरे यार मेरे लिए क्यों आसान है यार और मेरा भी तो नहीं हुआ ना यार और मैं तो जा रहा हूँ पिंड यार वहाँ पे खेती करूँगा तेरा क्या भाई सीमेंट का बिजनेस है डैड का और जा संभाल यहाँ क्या बैठा है उम्र हो रही है उनकी और कोई नहीं तू ना मेरे साथ पिंड चल अपन दोनों भाई मिलके खेती करेंगे ट्रैक्टर चलाएंगे हाँ और स्वामीनाथन बनेंगे यार और जय जवान जय जवान
तू क्या ओवर स्मार्ट बन रहा है कहाँ जा रहा है तू बता ना सबको तेरे 2 अटेम्प्ट और है अभी बता ना सबको झूठ क्या बोल रहा है
तो वो ये क्यों कर रहा है
तू नाटक क्या कर रहा है यार
नाटक क्या यार चीयर अप
ये चेयरअप है चेयरअप कर रहा है तू मजाक उड़ा रहा है तू खेती करूंगा मैं तू खुद करेगा साले खेती साले कोटा का एहसान मांग के तो चांस मिल रहा है वरना तू डिजर्व भी नहीं करता सुना तू डिजर्व नहीं करता सुना ये और पास होके बोलूं पहले
Whoa.
Wow, that was mean.
That was really jacked up. Because he has 2 more shots to do it.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if like you get it, but like they have a quota. It's kind of like a reservation system. So like if you're from like an underprivileged population, they save a spot for you. So it's kind of like, what's it called here? Positive, just affirmation or positive discrimination.
No. That's not the phrase. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yo.
But that's kind of the thing.
Okay.
So that's why, like, that's super mean. So it's basically saying, like, you didn't even have a chance. You know, like, you didn't even get in because you're smart.
Congratulations for prelims.
You just got it because it came from...
Yeah.
चलेगा एक्चुअली दोनों के बीच में थोड़ी सी गर्मा गर्मी है
Hey, you know Guri is partially deaf. वो अपना कोटा छुपाता है.
Whoa.
You knew that?
I can't remember the phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know what you're talking about.
So how does he get in? How does he...
I bet he gives him his slot.
तू जानता था कितना पर्सनल है मेरे लिए
मैं कोई बात नहीं करती तो जान
सिर्फ तुझे इसके को पता था यार इतने साल चुप रहा तो और रहता ना
अरे मैं तेरे बचपन का ट्रॉमा सुनने के मूड में नहीं हूँ गोरी तू जा यहाँ से
अरे फेल हुआ तो एक्सेप्ट करना यार गुस्सा उस पे क्यों निकाल रहा है
तो कौन सा तेरे बैंक का पासवर्ड बता दिया यार जो सच है वही बोल रहा है ना
अरे मुझे नहीं चाहिए सिंपैथी किसी की
मुझे भी नहीं चाहिए तेरी भी तेरे खेतों में जाके मजदूरी करूँ मैं
अरे मजाक कर रहा था मैं
मेरा करियर खत्म हो गया तेरे लिए मजाक है
अरे क्या खत्म हो गया लाइफ थोड़ी खत्म हो गई यूपीएससी के लिए कोई करियर नहीं है क्या
तो बंदे का और अटेम्प्ट क्यों दे रहा है चल तेरे पेट में खेती करते हैं हाँ चल तेरे पेट में जा चल कभी खेती करते हैं
Oh. See, this is how he gets it on his head. I knew it.
Dang.
Oy.
Those glasses are durable.
हाँ इसके कैसा
बढ़िया भाई अभी दिल्ली कब आ रहा है
अच्छा हाँ तेरा वो कोचिंग में मेरा लेक्चर रह गया ना मैं किसी दोस्त को भेज दूंगा यार वहाँ पे जो होगा ना कोई आसपास पोस्टेड
पूछ रहा था तू कब आ रहा है
और फिर और बता
राजेंद्र नगर से गया था कभी दिल्ली में भी तेरा प्रॉब्लम हमेशा गुरी से रहा है ना तो कभी मुझसे मिलकर क्यों नहीं गया और वो गुरी भी जब शादी बिल्कुल सर पे है तब आके मुझे बता रहा है तुम दोनों का लाइफ में मेरा कोई वैल्यू नहीं है ना भाई कॉलेज में क्या बोलते थे हमको यू आर लाइक अ ट्राइपॉड
जब ट्राइपॉड के 2 लेग्स में प्रॉब्लम हो ना तो 3rd लेग के साथ बैलेंस अपने आप बिगड़ जाता है मैं शादी में नहीं आऊंगा इसके
मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ यार ट्राइपॉड का तीनों लेग को एक दूसरे का जरूरत है ना, हैं? तभी तो पिक्चर परफेक्ट बनेगा भाई।
मुझे किसी की जरूरत नहीं है इसके।
चलिए सर, एएलसी साहब से मीटिंग है।
अरे उन्हें सुबह के लिए रिक्वेस्ट करो ना, अभी तो देर हो गई है बहुत।
ओके सर।
संदीप भैया
कितने संदीप आए और कितने गए। हमारी उम्रें निकल गई यहाँ पर ये सब करते करते। बड़े बड़े हार मान के चले गए और बड़ी मेहनत करनी पड़ती है। तेरे में ना मुझे यूपीएससी वाला बंदा दिखता है। तू गिव अप मत करियो कभी, ठीक है? अबे, ये क्या है?
तेरा ये कैसा अनूठा एहसास भंगे कोई बाती हो बुरी।
कौन सी मीटिंग?
सर, आप एएलसी साहब हैं और ये उनके सबॉर्डिनेट्स।
Do we already know them? Is it Sandeep? Oh!
संदीप भैया बैठिए।
Yay, I'm glad he's back.
Me too, I like.
वैसे मैंने
like him.
मेल पढ़ा था पर मुझे कोई आइडिया नहीं था कि असिस्टेंट लेबर कमिश्नर संदीप ओलान आप हैं। हम तो बस संदीप भैया ही जानते हैं।
लेकिन मुझे पता था कि यहाँ आप हैं।
He kept canceling him.
आप छोड़िए, बताइए भाभी कैसी हैं?
कुसुम
हाँ, इनके अलावा भी कोई है?
They didn't get married.
कुसुम और मैं अब साथ नहीं,
Oh.
डाइवोर्स?
शादी नहीं हुई।
He's gonna learn another important life
मतलब?
lesson from Sandeep Bhai.
आप गए नहीं?
पहलों के जाता तो 4 सालों का हिसाब कौन देता।
अब आपसे हिसाब क्यों मांगती भैया?
यूपीएससी नहीं निकला तो मुझे लगा पीसीएस का अटेम्प्ट करना चाहिए। जब तक पीसीएस निकला बात चली गई। आई टुक कुसुम फॉर ग्रांटेड।
भैया मुझे तो लगता है कि आपने तब जो किया वो आज वर्थ इट है।
अब मेरे थ्रू अपनी गलतियों को जस्टिफाई मत कीजिए।
Truth
I know what
bomb.
happened between you and that.
Oof.
हम बहुत बाद में रियलाइज करते हैं कि हम देश के काम तो आ रहे हैं पर आप पर गर्व करने वाला कोई नहीं। माँ बाप प्यार दोस्त इन्हें अपने ड्रीम्स के लिए सैक्रिफाइस कर देना नॉट वर्थ इट एट ऑल। मुझे खुशी है कि हम देश के काम आ पा रहे हैं, देश के लिए बहुत कुछ कर रहे हैं, पर लाइफ का फुलफिलमेंट तो बैलेंस में है ना।
Shut up. I don't know why you gave me the side eye.
I'm
प्लान भी
just
होना चाहिए या नहीं
I'm a
होना चाहिए।
wise one over here.
प्लान बी का असली मकसद तो टेक इट।
Well, you just came to tell him that.
No, but that's the important part for us to see.
Where's the business?
That wasn't part of us. They already dealt with that. That was such a good hug. It was so sad. That hug kind of hurt my heart.
Their hug?
Yeah.
Did you get everything that you wished for? Is it everything that you dreamed of?
I mean, it took 6 years for him to have a awakening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least he's having one. Ooh.
हाँ सूर्यपाल जी, आप अपने घर पे बोल दीजिए आप 2 दिन तक घर नहीं आ पाएंगे। ठीक है सर।
He's going to the wedding. Sandeep always comes when he needs him.
Right.
He's like an oracle character or something.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be hard.
Oh, look
be
how
rough.
pretty it is.
It's super easy, barely an inconvenience.
It's gonna be a rough one when he sees her
Yeah.
after 6 years.
Or what about when she sees him?
I know.
Ugh.
I would be like, I mean, I think she's gonna be like, hi. She's already over it.
Thanks for coming.
दुर्गम वनों
I
और
hope she's
ऊंचे
over it.
पर्वतों को जीतते
Yeah.
हुए जब तुम अंतिम ऊंचाई को भी जीत लो
Gonna throw it away.
Here's your wedding gift. Oh. Oh. Yeah, see, if I threw away my glasses, I wouldn't be able to see anymore.
It's the movie.
Can't be that blind. So how'd he get it?
Abhilash, all of you hurry up, go finish your work. Abhilash, you stay.
You're fired.
No, he's gonna send him back because the brave email.
कोई problem है यहाँ? It's been 7 months since you've joined. पर हमेशा साफ रहते हो.
इसकी जरूरत नहीं है मैं दुबई जाके क्या ही चलो
यूपीएससी ने दिए सिविल सर्विसेज एस्पायरेंट्स को बड़ा तोहफा बढ़ाए 2 अतिरिक्त मौके 4 से बढ़ाकर किए गए 6 अटेम्प्ट्स सरकार ने दी मंजूरी जी हां
Oh, that's how.
Wait, what?
They're giving him more attempts.
Two more.
Yeah.
Him.
Well, like you
Everybody.
get 6 chances now instead of 4.
You can get one too, Kristen.
Woohoo!
Oh, because they just added it.
Yeah.
Oh, and that was his last one.
So he can try again.
Sorry, went back.
The rest is history.
Didn't even see him.
That's not the point.
Well, we gotta have that moment
Friendship.
right here.
Buddies.
She's gonna see him.
You have my blessings, dude.
Ooh, that look.
Ugh, I'm still heartbroken for him though, but yay, happy.
She looks a little awkward.
हाँ जी अरे
रूम की चाबी मिलेगी अंकल
तुम तो जॉब कर रहे थे ना
हाँ अंकल जॉब छोड़ दी
तो फिर अब क्या करोगे
यूपीएससी
I think I needed that shot of him running to last a little bit longer.
Yeah, here.
You know, I don't think it was long enough.
Oh, it got me in the feels though.
Yeah, no,
It
I
got
know,
me
I
in
know.
the feels.
I know. I'm just saying.
Oh.
I liked it. I liked the show.
Yeah, I loved the show. That
Yeah.
was really, really good. I mean, the first episode, not gonna lie,
Yeah.
I don't know if we weren't watching this to review it.
Y'all were like, we got 5 of these.
Yeah,
we
I
got
was kind
5
of like,
of these.
oh my god, really? I hope it really picks up because.
It was about to come out the wrong way. I was like, I just swallow.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it really.
I know that first one. I was like,
Yeah. But I mean, it was necessary to set things up.
Yeah,
I think
yes.
I think it could have been shorter, but they were setting a lot of things up that kept coming back up over the course of the show.
It was really, really well written, really well executed, really well acted. Like overall, I thought it was really good. Like I love how each episode kind of addresses a different topic, you know, and like this one shows that ultimately what's the most important thing in life is love, is your relationships. It's all that stuff that makes life worth living.
also not giving up.
Exactly, and not giving up. And I think that a lot of the time, especially when you're someone who's in the middle of exams or doing something like that, you can lose sight of that. And I mean, this is what we tell people all the time in our like podcast live stream is like, don't worry about it. You know, like life will find a way. Maybe the thing that you thought you wanted isn't the path that you're going to take, and you're going to be just fine
Right.
regardless.
But I think it's also about sacrifice.
Yeah,
You know,
true.
that's a big element. And that's going back to the thing I said before about whiplash. It's like you have to make these sacrifices to get to the thing you want.
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to know that, like, no matter what, that shit's gonna hurt. And you can't be stuck looking back. It's like, no matter which way, I think when you're in these kinds of situations, like, no matter which path you take, you're gonna have some form of regret and wonder of, like, if you should have gone that way instead. And you have to work against that, I think, because if you want this thing over here, you have to sacrifice all that to get to that. And it's painful. He let her go in Whiplash. He let the girl go as well. You know, spoiler alert, sorry. But and dude, Guri, everyone else was like, we're gonna, you know, hold on to these relationships, and we're gonna pivot with that in mind. And they made it work. What I'm saying is, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Generally speaking, like, I think that he might have been able to. He might have been able to have his cake and eat it too, but I think generally speaking in life, you can't. It's like,
I don't know if it's you can't.
I don't know if it's.
I don't know if you can't. No, I think you definitely can. I think it just comes down to your decisions and how you deal with it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I don't think that it's, no, you can't have one of the, you can't have both, whatever. But you do have to choose and compromise, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, there's always going to have to be some kind of compromise. And if you're able to do so, you can make things work.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah. And I think
it's just about the maturity level. Like what's his name? The one who came to talk to him.
Sandeep.
Thank you. Sorry, I was like, what's his name?
Yeah,
like when he came and talked, right? I forgot where I was going. Sorry, I lost it.
We've been watching this all day long, so it's
Sorry,
like it's kind of hard to it's kind of hard to collect our thoughts.
I had a good point with him.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
Well, because he comes in and he's like, it seems like he comes in purposefully to give him that pep talk.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I really enjoyed about Sandeep's character, because like,
He's very
bar
wise.
that first scene where we were initially like, you're a bit of a dick. Then afterwards, he really turned into this like really awesome big brother type character who helped guide Abhilash in his decisions in his life, and he had a profound impact on him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but he also switched spots. Like he was coming in one way, going, "You got to do this in order to get to this thing over here," and then he flipped the script on him like 6 years later.
Yeah, because he'd learned his lesson, because he took his girlfriend for granted, and then she was like, I'm not gonna hang around and wait for you anymore. You know, because he thought that she was always going to be there. And then she was like, no, peace out, dude.
Right.
Enough's enough.
I like how it all came together, but there's a small part of me that wishes that Abhilash was like, no, we made the right decision. He like stuck to his guns, because like right
He
up
tried to.
No, because right up to the end, it's like there's always this external force telling him what to do.
Yeah, I did think that.
Yeah.
I think that.
I think he did the right decision at the end. Like
Going to the wedding? And
all of it. Honestly,
throwing away his glasses?
I think he made the right.
Walking around blind, like bumping into people.
I think he made the right decision on going after his dream. I think he made the right decision in going back and going to get what he wanted.
Right.
I don't think he made the right decision with ending his relationship the way he did.
Mm-hmm.
I think he should have held on to it and still kept going. But that was an ego selfish thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which I get. I think at the end of the day, like him going to the wedding, he did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he now knows, okay, like he's growing from his experiences, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's realizing, okay, that was my ego, like that was my pride, that was like I was just so selfish and it was all about me.
Yeah.
That I blew it for my future, to have like that relationship that he wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I
I think
mean?
it's like you said, it's really mature to be able to do that, to be like, okay, well, it didn't work out between us,
Yeah.
but like
But I'm
I
gonna
can
hear
be
it.
happy for you and support you.
Yes, I like that you
two
came around
people
with
that
that.
I love.
The actor playing Sandeep, I think he did a really good job, because just like with Naveen, you know, the young version of Abhilash versus the older version are two very different people. I think Sandeep did a similar thing. You know, he came in with this certain behavior that had
Yeah,
more
he
confidence, and then he was like a shell of himself later on. While I think that was a great performance from him, I think what would have been better for the writing is if Sandeep came in validating Abhilash's decisions. And Abhilash is the one who has to go, no, It wasn't the right move.
No,
I
think that would have been an interesting choice because, like you said, throughout the entire series, like he's been influenced by the people around him, and it hasn't really felt that he's. I mean, he has made the choices ultimately, like he chose his own.
But it's always based off of somebody else's opinion, which I don't like.
Yeah,
but it's very realistic.
It is realistic,
and that's the one thing that I was like, okay, this guy also comes back and he's reevaluating his life, and it's hitting him like, whoa, and you're just kind of like, oh, good. I'm glad you see it finally.
Yeah, I think that
it's very realistic.
Yeah, it is realistic. I just wish that it was just done differently there because I wanted it to be that Abhilash sort of comes to an understanding through challenges as opposed to just being fed the answer.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
Because he always falls into the sheep category of like following what people say.
Yeah, especially Sandeep's character.
Yeah.
Like that would have been a real arc because basically everyone's having an arc around him instead of him.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, he kind of had an arc in that, like, he realized that there's more to life than just achieving this, like, career goal. And I think that's important, especially for the society and stuff and the people that this show is meant for. It's to, like, remind you, like, hey, there's more to life than just these tests, these exams, career. Like, you got to have a balance, ultimately. So I think that message was important.
I agree with you. Sorry.
Yeah, but it would have been cool to just see him kind of have that arc where he becomes a powerful character and makes his own decision
for once, and not based off of what somebody else has said.
Yeah, I think that's more inspirational. Yeah.
I don't think I made a whole lot of sense in what I was saying at the beginning of this discussion. I think part of what I'm trying to say is that like you got to learn how to let go of shit, and ultimately he does. He lets go of his pride, his ego, what he had from the past. Like that was him throwing away the glasses was the symbolism of him letting go.
Yes.
And I think that was very important. It's like you got to move on. You know, you have to evolve. You got to pivot.
I really loved how they used that as like a really great device throughout the episodes. You know, because I was thinking as I was watching it, I was like, how'd they come up with this idea? That was so clever, you know, to have that be their first meeting is her breaking his glasses, then she like gets him new ones, then it becomes this really important thing, and it like has so much meaning throughout the series, and at the very end it's like symbolic of him finally going like, I'm ready to let go of the past and like live in the present and, you know, go forward with the future. I was like, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
That was the third meeting though. They met at the place where he's trying to get a refund, and then they met at the thing with the AIS officer.
Oh no, yeah, you're right,
Then
but
he gets
then like
water.
when that moment though, like the glasses
I'm just saying.
was pretty pivotal. Yeah, sorry about that.
I'm just doing the comments for you.
Obviously, I can't count.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I thought the whole thing was very well done.
Yeah, really, really well
It was
written.
filmed well. The acting was good.
Yeah.
Like, the story was actually good. It was just the first one that was kind of like a little rough, but then all of a sudden it just like picked up.
I think the acting jumped out at me more than anything else.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yes, you're right. Like the directing.
I really loved the acting.
The directing, the cinematography, and the writing was all cool. I mean, I thought that the writing in a very good way. The writing in a good way was very restrained. It's like there were some instances where I was like, I get it.
Yeah, it was a little.
Like,
sometimes it was kind of obvious, but it's like that's okay.
Yeah, like it kept driving the same point home a couple of instances, but I'm gonna chuck that up to a degree of realism being injected into the story because sometimes we repeat ourselves in real life. That's just
sometimes, but a lot of the time. Yeah. I know I do.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I've been doing it a lot the last few months.
So there you go. So I'm gonna chuck that up to a degree of realism, but like outside of that, I thought that the writing was actually was really tight. I was scared going into this show, seeing the length of each episode, but it actually went by much quicker after episode 1.
Yeah.
So
I was pretty nervous.
You know, it definitely had me going, I don't even want to review it. I just want to go to the next episode to see what's going on. I definitely had moments like that at the end of like episode 2 and 3 and 4. Like, I just want to see what's going to happen now.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's got you on the edge of your seat.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did such a good job. Like, for all of you guys that actually watched this in real time, like you had to wait a week or whatever for each episode. I feel bad for you because we just binge watched this and it was awesome.
Yeah. They answered the question of where that scar came from, and you sort of got a sense as to how that might have happened, because you assumed from early on that it was a fight between them, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know that would have had a lasting impact.
I did think that.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, you just banged your head on a door ledge.
Like we needed a broken glass.
I thought there was like a nail there.
Yeah.
It was like a nail from his thing.
Yeah.
But I was like, when I saw the bandage on it and like all the blood and stuff, I'm like, no wonder you got a scar. You didn't take care of it properly. Like, if you just like got it taken care of properly, you would have been just fine. But okay. But it was like also one of those nice kind of dramatic things that, you know, you see from the beginning, you notice it, you ask the question, and like, I like that they answered it at the end, because I was almost afraid that this was going to be like a pictures moment.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, actually.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, we're never going to tell you what the product is that we're making, and we're never going to tell you exactly what the rift was, but I was glad that they addressed it.
No, yeah, me too. The show is very cohesive, and that's the great thing about it. It's like they set up a lot of questions for the audience that you're like, okay, when are they going to, and then, you know, as it goes along, the only question...
There it is.
Yeah, the only question they didn't necessarily answer, unless I missed it somehow, was how Guri and Daria ended up together. I didn't catch that.
So she came into town. She worked for the NGO or something. She came into town where he lived, and then they met up for a few drinks, and then it just kind of blossomed.
Oh, I missed that part. I would have rather seen that.
Yeah, me too.
I
missed that part.
Yeah, like sometimes when you get told stuff, it's harder to like remember. Yeah, I would have rather seen that instance, at least even
just
as a visual.
Bit, something.
You know, you don't have to play the audio of the atmosphere. You don't have to do any of that. It could have been while he was talking. You just see a little bit of it, that flashback. That would have been extremely helpful for me. But we're watching this as foreigners, so it's a little bit of a different experience. But I think even without that in consideration, I think in general it's a good idea to show instead of tell, or at least do it at the same time. One of the interesting things about this is like the characters I thought I wasn't going to like, I ended up liking, like the Sandeep character.
I did too. I felt that way.
You know, the uncle of the Walia character, like I was like, oh, he's actually, you know, once you got to the other side, he was actually nicer and cool. Like he believed in him after a certain point. Like I see a, you know, IAS officer and you're whatever he's a UPSC officer and you're like, it's just cool, you know? And it was interesting that when he said it, Naveen gave him back the keys, like right then and there.
Yeah.
Like, by the way, I'm bouncing.
Failure.
Yeah.
Oh, the pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then, you know, he comes back strong.
One of my favorite things about this show is they peppered in a lot of realistic moments that, like, okay, for instance, when he first decided to help out Walia, the uncle. Yeah, Walia uncle. Yeah, he saw the wife, the auntie, struggling. He's like, do you want any help? And immediately was shot down. I was like, that feels about right. I feel like that's exactly what would happen in real life. Like you get this spark of a moment. You're like, oh, I'm gonna do this to change it up to you know make things better. And then it's complete like he doesn't even get a chance to put his hands on Auntie. Like it just happens for him. It's like, oh well, shit. And then like when the AIS officer is walking out, he wants to say something and he can't. Like I like little moments like that. It doesn't drag down the show. It's there just enough to lend itself some realism, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because they really allowed the characters to just kind of live in the moment, and then they felt confident enough to just kind of linger on those moments and allow us to just watch all the different emotions play out, which was really cool.
Again, I just want to say one more time, the acting was fantastic.
Yeah, it was
across great. The board. Yeah, it was really, really good.
Really I like the Guri part where he grabbed him when he was about to punch him.
Oh yeah,
because he could just wipe him out and then just.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, because you could see it.
Like you could see it in his face, you could feel it in his fist, and he was just like.
Well, even the way that Abhilash was like holding his wrist, it was almost like, and the look on his face was like, dude, you could finish me now. Like I knew. I'm a small shrimp, but he was like, no, I'm just heartbroken.
He never hugged Daria at the end.
Yeah, that would have just been awkward.
But I did like her look. When she first looked up, she just looked so gorgeous, and like it was like, wow, what an elegant queen right there.
Abhilash he should have hugged her, and then.
I thought so too.
Guri should have been like.
I wish there was something like, oh hi.
Yeah.
Or I almost thought that.
But she got too quiet at the end. I thought.
Yeah, I thought that maybe they would do a thing with the picture where like Guri would be like, oh no, now you guys stand next to each other and we'll like all take a picture together or something, or even Guri could stand in the middle and they would just do a picture of all three of them. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah, I wanted a moment where Abhilash and Daria hugged, and Guri's like, hey, that's too long.
Yeah, maybe
ex-girlfriend.
Maybe you don't do that in Indian weddings.
I'm just messing around.
It's like you just don't.
No, I'm just messing around. No, it was great. I liked it. So you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you learned something from the show.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of different things to take from this.
Very inspirational.
Yeah.
It was very inspirational. I actually like a lot of those lines.
It definitely makes you think. You know, there's one thing I want to say before we wrap this up. In that conversation between Sandeep and Abhilash, he was saying, no, I had it all wrong. What matters most is these things. It's like, take everything with a grain of salt. Like, it's a show. They're communicating what they feel like. These are strong messages, and I think they're all worth pondering over. But like, take it all with a grain of salt, because the thing about it is, it's not black and white. And I think that's one of the things you were trying to say. Is it's like, it's not all black and white. It's not just one way or the other.
Balance.
Yeah, it's balance. And they did kind of say that in that speech, but it made it feel like,
it was one way.
Yeah, it was one way, and like this thing over here really didn't matter. It's like, no, like everyone's got their own path to walk, and Abhilash went on his path, and then everyone else went on their path. You know,
go so extreme.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately it's kind of saying like relationships are important, because sometimes like we put those to the wayside when we're so focused on achieving a goal or a career thing, and relationships doesn't even have to be like a romantic relationship.
No, like friends, family,
like all of that.
They make a difference in your life for
Exactly, and they're valuable. Like we shouldn't take them for granted, because like, you know, in terms of family or friends or whatever, you don't know if they're always going to be there.
Yeah.
So you may as well appreciate them while they are.
Who needs friends? Anyway, we're gonna end this. Come back here. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoyed that.
You spit on me somehow.
Suffering fucking touch. Okay. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoyed that. And subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell icon, all notifications. And check out KRISTEN and ACHARA on the social media. Yeah, subscribe, bell icon. Did I say that? I said
You
that.
did,
It's been a long day.
Yeah,
okay, I'm Jaby KOAY. This is
KRISTEN STEPHENSONPINO.
And
ACHARA.
Bye.
Peace out.